Fast, fast, fast.
Number one, I get a nice tight side control. For that to happen, my knee can't be back here. My knee's gonna be under his head, slightly. My elbow on this side is gonna be trying to touch my knee, as close to my knee as possible, so there's no space. Sometimes his head may be down, I just pry it up and come in. Come on, this side, Norman. From here, my right elbow is at his hip, and my right knee is at his hip. My base is low. I'm not on my feet. I'm on the tops of my feet like this. My base is low from here. This hand is up, this hand is down, and I'm holding him like so. If I need to, if he starts rolling me around, I've got a way to post. So I'm here. From here, number one, I'm just gonna be isolating his arm, wherever his arm is. So number one's gonna be I'm isolating his arm. I'm gonna use my head to push his arm down. So number one, I use my head, pushed his arm down. All at once, if you look closely at these two hands right here, all at once, it's not gonna be this. In key lock, traditionally. It's gonna be all at once, my hands are gonna go like this. So I'm here, with my head down, here. With my head down, I'm just pulling his elbow towards the side and up. It's not up here. Too much flexibility up here. So again, my elbow and my knee are tight. My knee's tight on this side. My elbow's in his hip. I'm starting to isolate with my head all at once. I got it? I pull it down and up. Again. Down and up. Again. Now let's say he straightens his arm as I grab. So we're here, I grab, but he straightens his arm. Now a lot of people try to finish it like this, with my hand still on my wrist. I can maybe, but you see how there's some flexibility there. Instead, I've gotten the move, he straightens his arm, I go with him a little bit. My hand grabs my bicep. Now this part of my wrist will be under his elbow instead of this part. So again, I was here, he straightens, I grab the bicep. From here, I just pull my elbow up a little while pushing his wrist down. Boom. Number one. Number two. Number one. Number two. Let's try it. So we're here. We've been grappling. I've isolated his arm down. Notice I'm not grabbing. My hands are here. My hands just come into this all at once. So the better we get at not having to go and pull down, the better we get at this hand's doing this all at once. And then the better we get at our hands doing all of that while my head's down, the tighter this ends up being when I get to the point. Now, sometimes I get here, sometimes he straightens his arm, I get here, sometimes he turns his arm all the way by. Now there's a move here, which is a very good move, getting his arm here, but sometimes I just don't, I choose to, I don't want to end up on bottom, so I don't always go for this move. There's other moves I can do from here. But again, a little bit of room for him to escape could happen if he's a good player. So instead of doing that, what I choose to do is I go for this move, and I stay in here. Sometimes I come up here, and what I'm gonna do is, if I'm not being successful with this, I'm gonna take this hand, and it's gonna go to the mat like this. From here, this hand's gonna come here, and I'm gonna grab my hands together, and I start to walk my hand up, like this. When we're here, it's hard for Micah to get his arm out. Can you get your arm out? I've got his arm out. His arm stuck up here. Once it's stuck, I'm gonna take my head and put it on this side. So I was here, now my head is on this side. Now I've got his arm and his head stuck with my head. From here, I'm just gonna walk my knee across. Don't just jump over the mount, you'll lose all your pressure. Instead, get your knee in here with your foot on this side of his hip. Watch this foot. This foot is tight on his hip. This knee is on the other side of his hip. From here, I'm gonna push myself this way. This already starts to choke him because of my push. So I'm here, I push. Now I can grab and go to mount. There's farther down the train to go if he doesn't tap here, but usually if I go here and I squeeze, he's gonna tap. Don't squeeze like this. Don't squeeze like that. Squeeze like this. That's as far as we're gonna go today. If he didn't tap, we still have more moves. We're just gonna go there today, okay?